Yeah, I only dressed the top half, so we're gonna keep it from here up. I had to come back to talk about this shit that happened last night at the Oscars. Yes, Beyonce did what Beyonce does. We don't even need to discuss that. We already know how that goes. Chris Rock made an offensive comment last night about Jada Pinkett's appearance. And her husband got up on stage. He smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. All the way from West Philadelphia, born and raised on the playground where he spent most of his days, to Bel Air. Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. Cool as a motherfucker. Walked off like Angela Bassett after setting a car on fire. Went back to his seat. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Now, the irony is I have to borrow from one of Chris Rock's comedy specials. I ain't saying what Will Smith did was right, but I could motherfucking understand. Like Tammy said, it wasn't not funny. She started to smile and just play it off. All right, okay, ha, ha, ha. But when Will looked over to his wife and saw that pain in her face, saw that disdain to the joke he just made about her appearance, and knowing that woman's struggle, knowing the backstory to it, that motherfucker got up on stage and smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. And that's the shit that should have happened. I ain't saying he was right for doing it. But goddamn it, if somebody insulted somebody I love on national motherfucking TV at the Oscars, well then, hey, listen, I will turn this motherfucker into the Source Awards in a heartbeat. Hold on, because I'm gonna tell you, let me tell you the shit that's really fucking got me pissed the fuck off. These motherfuckers right here that wanted Will Smith to apologize, those motherfuckers. He need to apologize to Chris Rock. And the shit that killed me is some of these motherfuckers is the same color as me. Black man standing up for a black woman in the moment she was insulted. These motherfuckers right here had me heated. What I say to that shit, Will, you better not, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck if the po-po come through your door later on this evening and take you out in cuffs. You better not fucking apologize. What we need to do in our community, normalize standing up for black women, cis and fucking trans. We need to start standing up for black women, period. Will Smith normalized, there's some shit you gotta take, and then there's some shit you just ain't got to motherfucking take. Will Smith said, I set boundaries. I don't give a fuck wherever the fuck we at. When you cross that motherfucking line with me, I don't give a fuck where we are. You cross the fucking line with me, it's a game of motherfucking cards. You might just get the shit slapped out of you. I just got a question. If it was a bald white woman, would Chris Rock had come out on that fucking stage and made the same joke? And I know people are like, why y'all gotta make it a black and white thing? I'm sorry, this is just me. It might be different for you. And if it is, that's you. Everything's a black and white thing. Chris Rock could have came out there and empowered Jada Pinkett. Jada, wow, you look phenomenal. You look great. But that's not what he did. He looked at her and picked on a fucking insecurity. And ignorantly made fun of a woman who is suffering from a disease that causes hair loss. And this is the proper way to hold the wine glass. But in the back days, Chris Rock, this is right after the Super Bowl scandal. Instead of, once again, Chris Rock had the opportunity to stand in this black woman's corner, Janet Jackson's corner, but he didn't do that shit. He made a joke about her appearance, made a joke about her titty in her age, saying that, oh, she's 40 years old, nobody want to see a 40-year-old titty. I'm just saying, you know, he has a track record of doing shit like this. He's done it with Janet. He's done it with Jada. You know, that's something that Chris Rock needs to change about his stand-up. You know, the shit's not funny. And I feel like Will Smith was just guiding him. See, people thought it was a punch, but what he was actually doing was guiding Chris Rock in the correct direction to do better going forward. I'm here thinking about why Will might have reacted the way he did react to Chris Rock. And in his book, he talks about how his father used to abuse his mother and how he was too afraid to stand up to his father to do anything. And he said that has traumatized him his whole life, that he's always felt that he was a coward and was afraid to stand up to his father for abusing his mother. So that might have been a trigger for him to react the way he did last night. if you want to get all into the psychologicalness of it. You know, I was watching fucking, Gayle King, I swear. Sometimes, Gayle, I really be trying with you sometime. I really do. But every now and then you come out of this other field, I'm like, she's like, I'm just so disappointed in him. You know what? Sometimes you're going to be disappointed. Sometimes I'm not going to be able to keep the face on. Sometimes I'm going to be a real ass human being and some human shit is going to happen with me. Will Smith. Here's this man that upholds black excellence. Upholds it. Has upheld the shit 20 some plus years. Upholds black excellence. Him and Jada. And last night, it's a motherfucker who had to make him come out of character. That's why he was crying. Not over no fucking award. This is something that needs to change in comedy. Being offensive, picking on marginalized groups, telling people what they shouldn't be offended by. Oh, y'all are too sensitive. Y'all shouldn't be offended by that. Now all of a sudden, everybody's so sensitive about everything. You can't even make a fucking joke. People have always felt that way. It's just that nowadays, these groups have the internet where we can get together and we can get our voices heard now and say, hey, that shit wasn't funny, that shit was hurtful, and all that does is normalize the abuse against us. The reason why comedians feel that they need to be offensive and they need to say the most shocking shit is because we as the audience have allowed comedians to do that shit for years. We've set no boundaries when it comes to comedy. About a year ago with Dave Chappelle's special that was on Netflix, and he made the joke about a trans woman's appearance, and everybody was like, oh, y'all being too sensitive. The shit wasn't funny. And that's the shit that needs to stop. And I gotta hold myself accountable too. Because just like Chris Rock, just like Dave Chappelle, on my YouTube and on my Twitter, I've said shit about people's physical appearances and people to get a laugh, to be shocking. But when you know better, you do better. And I'm more conscious of my impact than I was. And I'm more empathetic of other people's feelings. So it's something that I've corrected or correcting. All right, I got to double snap up and go. But before I do, shout out to everyone who is suffering from hair loss. I know the struggle. I'm in the struggle. For those of you out there who have embraced it, you are true inspirations to us. Shout out to you, and we appreciate y'all standing up and out in public and open about it. You know, maybe someday, I'm always the last to come out of a fucking closet. I don't know what, bitch, I will stay in the closet for a minute, okay? Listen to me. 28 years of the motherfucker. Anyhow, shout out to Jada. Jada Pinkett, last night you looked beautiful. Beautiful. You were flawless top to bottom. Work. Will, you are a black hero to black women everywhere. What you did last night was show black men that we need to stand up for our women. Period. In every platform, in every motherfucking space. Don't make me act like a nigga up in here. Period. That's Will Smith. How much y'all want to bet? Before he went outside that door, as he was putting on his tie, he said, I swear to God, I hope I don't have to slap the shit out of nobody tonight. Oh, child.